Hey makers, this is Yana with Mockys. Today I'm going to show you how to create ornaments, and we're going to make them shaker ornaments. You can also use them as gift tags if you choose, or hang them on your Christmas tree. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe for more helpful tutorials for making cake toppers. Also, be sure to get your freebies from the link below. Okay, well, let's get started. So here we are in Cricut Design Space, and let's get started by uploading the main file. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit upload image, and we're gonna choose ornaments, and you can find the link in the description below. Is the Christmas circle ornaments SVG file, and hit save. Click on the image and hit insert images. Now this file comes with 10 ornaments. Make it smaller so you can see them all. You can use any one you like. However, the best or the easiest way to do this in Cricut Design Space is use the ones that are not picking out of the circle. So don't use the ones that are picking out of the circles because they're a little bit more difficult to accomplish what we're trying to do here. So for this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to do the candy canes. So let's go ahead and ungroup. Select all the ones that we don't need and hit delete. And here we are with the ones that we're gonna use. Okay, so for this project, to create these as shakers, we're gonna need 4 main components. We're gonna need the background layer, the foam, the acetate, and the decorative piece is the one that we see here. So let's get those pieces all together. So the main piece, the decorative piece is on the side. What I'm gonna do is, first I'm gonna start with the back. I'm gonna go into the shapes, select the circle, and the first thing is to make this circle the same size as your ornament right here. So just make sure you have the lock selected so the circle stays proportioned. So here we go, we have the back piece ready. I'm just gonna go ahead and change the color. You don't have to, but for this purpose I just wanna show different colors. So we have the back piece. Now we need to create the foam piece. So let's duplicate this layer. The foam piece is basically this outer shape, the ring. So to create this, I want to put this back piece in its place again and send it to the back so we can see the design. So send to back. And now we're gonna take this piece again and do a duplicate. Let's change the color so we can see the difference. Let's do orange. And now we're gonna make the inner circle size. It's okay if it overlaps a little bit, as long as it's not smaller than the inner side. So now we have these two. Now let me move the decorative piece out of the way so you can see what we're working with. We have these two shapes, select them, and on the bottom menu right here and click slice. We don't need the inner pieces, so delete the inner pieces. Now we have the foam. So I'm gonna change the color just again so we can see the differences. So we have the red back piece, we have the foam, and now we need to create the acetate piece. The acetate piece, I like to make it slightly smaller than the foam. So let's take our red circle again and duplicate and make it slightly smaller than it is supposed to be here, just so we can get it inside. I like to make it slightly smaller just in case there are some imperfections with glue or anything that comes up not pretty looking, so we can hide it up. Okay, so now we have our acetate piece. I'm going to change the color again. At this point, we're pretty much done. So we have our 4 pieces right here. Bring that to the top. Let's see, send to front. Here we go. So we have the red back piece, the foam piece, the acetate, and the decorative layer. Now you are ready to go ahead and hit make it and cut them out. But if you want to add a little bit more personalization, here's what else you can do to it. Let me just move these. So you can also add a name or a phrase, joy, believe, any beautiful holiday phrase. Or you can add the person's name that you want to give this tag or this ornament to, and you can add them in, add it in this decorative piece space above. Also, you can add the year. We can put 2020 because this is the year we're in right now, and we can use it as the embellishments, the little shaker pieces that go inside, or you can make it part of the ornament. So let me show you some of the examples. You hit the type tool. Let's start with the year. And you can use any font you like. I like to use Arial. And let's do Arial bold. And I want to make sure that the numbers touch. Okay, I think this works pretty well. So first what you're gonna do in order to keep them this way, you're gonna have to make sure you hit weld right here in the bottom right hand corner. So now we want to make it a little bit smaller. So they're basically floating right here with the other shaker elements. So let's make 2 more. And this is going to be part of the shaker inside pieces. Now we can do a name. Let's do a name. Let's do Gloria. And for this, we want to find a font where the letters are touching each other. Let's try this one, brush script. As you can see, when we start off, all the letters are set apart. Make sure you bring them back together as close as you can. There we go. And again, we have to hit weld. Make sure they stay the way we have them. And for this part, we're gonna make the name part of the ornament. So what I mean by this, let me move the decorative piece on the side so you can see what we're doing. And we're gonna take the name and we're gonna stretch it. Make sure your lock is locked and stretch the name. Here we go. So make sure that you have your name touching both sides, or even you can do touching some of the elements, like right here it's touching the candy canes. That way it's not gonna fall apart. As you can see, the eye is floating. What we can do is we can hit the counter, and where's the eye? We can select the eye and we can hide it. So we're not gonna have an eye, and we can just take a circle shape and draw an eye piece. So let's unlock, because it wasn't exactly a circle, and position it. And then hold shift and select the name. So both the little circle and the name is selected, and hit weld. Now the eye is part of the name. Be sure that you weld the pieces, whichever ones you want to be part of the main decoration. So they don't move just like that. Select all the pieces and go ahead and hit weld. So at this point you can go ahead and you can cut all of the pieces out, or you can add your own embellishments. You can even take one of these 2020s, let's duplicate, and you can make it part of the design just like we did with the name. So it's up to you. There's a lot of really fun ways to personalize these ornaments and play around with to get the design exactly as you want it to see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out and show you how to put this together. Okay, here we have all our pieces cut. So we have the decorative top piece, the clear cellophane, our foam, and the back. Because this is very delicate, I'm gonna go ahead and glue the cellophane on top of this first so it has time to dry. So let's go ahead and do that first. You can find all the materials that I'm using in the link under the video, or you can go ahead and go to mockys.com/materials. So let's set this aside and let it dry. While the top piece is drying, we can go ahead and assemble the foam piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue the foam to the back. Because the foam is soft, you want to make sure to align it to the main piece and kind of guide it with your finger so it stays in place. All this excess glue will dry clear, so this is a good way to use a clear type glue. Again, all the materials are listed in the link below in mockys.com/materials. Now here comes the fun part. Once the glue is completely dry, you can go ahead and fill the inside of your shaker. So I have some palm pieces right here. I'm gonna use some of these colors, the gold and the red, to match our design. And over here I have some stars, and of course the sequins. So let's go ahead and fill it in, putting in the 2020 that we cut to match first. Let's add some white right here, because red is going to be really hard to tell. And some gold stars. Maybe some white stars too, so they can stand out from the background. And when you're working with glitter, it's gonna be all over the place. So my table right now is starting to look like a mess, but it's fine. So now that we have put the inside pieces, we can go ahead and put the top and glue the top on the shaker piece. So now we're almost done. Let's go ahead and glue the top. You can of course use hot glue for any of these steps. I like working with liquid glue because you can smooth things out, but hot glue works better because you can actually dry faster. My steps take a little bit longer because I have to wait for it to dry. So at this point, you're basically done. All I have to do is wait for it to dry before I start shaking the pieces to make sure it completely dries so nothing will fall out. Here's the gift bag ready to go on a Christmas tree, or you can put this on top of the present. On the back, you can personalize it, and here we go. You can see there are the 2020 that we put inside. Probably for this color, I could have used a little bit more white because the red kind of gets lost because of the background, but the gold and the white really shine through. So that's something to look at when you're putting these together, is to choose the shaker colors that stand out from the background. That way they shine a little bit better and you can see them more. That's it. Well, enjoy, and let me see what you create by posting it in our Facebook group on Mockys Makers Club. Thank you.